Okay, we're on our 3-column notes. So part 2, lesson 56, metric capacity and mass. Put your heading on first, and name, number, date, first and last in cursive. And date, remember to write down the date you're doing the notes, not necessarily the date I am writing. Our subject is math. All right, so again, we're looking at what unit of measure would make the most sense. So these first 3 that we're looking at capacity. So we're either looking at milliliters or liters. So how much would a bucket, what unit of measure would make the most sense for a bucket? A bucket is too big to fill with an eyedropper, because that's more of what milliliters would be, is a little tube that has a squishy part at the end. You drop the liquid in. That's called an eyedropper because you use them for your eyes. Using that to get the liquid in to show our milliliters would take a very long time to see how much it holds. A soda bottle is the best size. If I had to pour soda bottles in, that would make much more sense because it would take a lot less time to see how much a bucket would hold. So eyedroppers, those are the milliliters. Soda bottles, or half of the really big ones, is a liter. Liters would be the most appropriate unit to use. Now thinking of an ink pen, so a pen like this, trying to figure out how much liquid is in there. Soda bottle, trying to fill this with the liquid from a soda bottle would be way too big. An ink pen is too small to fill with a soda bottle. An eyedropper is the best size. Sorry, my R got a little too close to my O for eyedropper. So if an eyedropper is the best size, milliliters would be the best unit. Milliliters would be the most appropriate unit to use. Okay, one more looking at capacity. We're looking at a washing machine. Now, if I had to try to see how much liquid a washing machine held by dropping little droplets of water with an eyedropper, that would take forever. It would make much more sense to pour soda bottles into a washing machine to measure. So those eyedroppers, those are the milliliters, the little drops. And a soda bottle would be more like a liter. So a washing machine is too big to fill with an eyedropper. A soda bottle is the best size. So since the soda bottle is the best size, liters are the best unit. Liters would be the most appropriate unit to use. Okay, now we're getting on to units of mass. You can also think of it as weight. It's what makes up an object. And we usually use a scale because we look at how much weight, gravitational pull on that mass. But there are other ways. So we're looking at a hamster first. And if we think about our units, you have a paper clip is about the weight of a gram. And then you have, and then you have a baseball bat is about the weight of a kilogram, or a cantaloupe, if you think of that fruit. So a hamster is pretty small. I don't think it weighs as much as a cantaloupe or a baseball bat. So I think that a paperclip measure would be better. So a hamster is too small to compare to the mass of a cantaloupe or baseball bat. A paperclip is the best size. Oh, not size. It's the same mass. Because a hamster is so little, it wouldn't even weigh as much as a cantaloupe, so that would be far too big. So the paperclip or the gram would be better. Grams would be the most appropriate unit to use. Okay, now thinking of a baseball. A baseball, would that weigh as much as a cantaloupe or a baseball bat? Not usually. Cantaloupes weigh a lot more than a baseball. So if it weighs less than a cantaloupe, that probably would not be a good unit to use to measure. So a baseball is too small to compare to the mass of a cantaloupe. A paperclip is the best mass. Now that's very small, but we don't really have anything in between grams and kilograms to measure unless you need to get very, very specific for scientific reasons or manufacturing reasons. Grams would be the most appropriate unit to use. Now, baseball player, the actual person, would using paper clips compared to paper clips or compared to the weight of cantaloupes make more sense, or baseball bats? Well, a baseball player weighs more than a cantaloupe or baseball bat, so using that measure would make more sense. That would be a lot of paper clips to figure out how many grams someone weighs. So a person, or a baseball player, is too big to compare to the mass of a paperclip a cantaloupe or baseball bat is the best mass for comparison. So in this case, the kilogram would be the most appropriate unit to use. All right, now you need to do some more practice with seeing appropriate units of measure for capacity using milliliters and liters, or mass using grams or kilograms within the metric system. Thank you for joining me.